Hello everyone. This is the volume 4 to the head and the neck, and this is the eye and its surroundings video. My name is Araidaza, and this is a video of English 3. So basically, in this video, I am going to explain the general anatomy of the eye and its accessory structures using the models and the drawings that I am created in previously. Also, I also discuss how these structures contribute to the vision and examine the important eye diseases like the glaucoma, and also I am going to show how is the importance of the eye. So, firstly, the eye is one of the most complex sensory organs that we have in our body. It is the main function is to capture the light and also convert it into signals or send different drawings to the brain to create different images that can be interpreted by us. To understand how this process occurs, must first review the anatomical structures that make up the visual system. So I am going to start with the orbital cavity. In this part, we have the draw that I did. That is about the different parts of the orbital cavity, in special the different bones that conforms this part. In the second slide, we have the different bounds, but I'm trying to do like a little video that show more information about it. So in this part, the video shows the different structures. First, we have that the orbit, like I do in the video, is like a little pyramid shape bony that have a cavity that protects the A ball and also contains the other important structures like muscles, nerves, blood vessels, and also lacrimal glands that are important to the lubrication and other actions that I am going to show in the next slides. It is formed, the orbital cavity is formed by seven bones that are the frontal bone, the sphenoid, that is located in the last part of like this, like a butterfly. Then we have the zygomatic bone, the maxillary bone, the lacrimal bone, and also the palatine bone that is into the mouth. Then we have the next slide that is the walls of the orbits. We have four walls that I am going to show you. The number one is the superior wall. So the superior wall is composed of the frontal bone and the lesser wing of the sphenoids, like we can see in the video. This is like the most important wall in all of the structure of the cranius or the cranium, and then we have the inferior wall that is like in the mouth part that is formed by the maxillary, zygomatic, and palatine bones that allows to eat and other actions that allows to open and close the mouth. Then we have the medial wall and the lateral wall. The medial wall is formed by the ethmoid, the lacrimal, the maxillary, and the sphenoid. And the sphenoid that is in the part. Ethmoid and sphenoid. Then we have the lateral wall that is formed by the zygomatic bone. That one important part that I didn't mention is that the medial wall is the smallest smallest part or smallest wall in all the cranium. And the lateral wall is formed by the zygomatic bone that is in this part and the greater wing of the sphenoids that is like the butterfly. And it's important because it opens the orbit part with the muscles and also the nerves base and the blood vessels. Now, other important part that is located in the part of our eye is the optic canal. but what is the optic canal? The optic canal allows to the passage of three parts or three structures. The optic nerve that is in yellow color, the ophthalmic artery that is in a red color, and also the superior orbital fissure that it contains all of these important structures that allows to the irrigation and also the innervation of our eye. Not only the globe, the orbital fissure and or the able, this is most them is also allows this to the muscles that are around of the eye that I am going to explain you in the next slides. Then we have the superior and inferior orbital fissure that are like little holes in our cranius and or in our face structures. The the superior orbital fissure that is located in this part allows to the passage of the nerves responsible of the eye movements, and in the inferior orbital fissure that is like a little hole in this part allows to the passage of the infraorbital nerves and also the blood vessels. So superior nerves, inferior blood vessels, and this is all. Now we have the eyeball. This is a draft that I do, then where I can see like the pupil, lens, the iliac canal, the vitreous humor, and the cornea, iris, or other structures that I am going to explain in the next slide. So the able measures approximately 24 millimeters in diameter, and it's composed of three main layers that I showed in this part of the video. That the first one is the fibrous layer, that is the sclera. The sclera is the white part of the eye that we can see here, and then we have the functions that provides a strength of the protect and protection of the eye. They maintain the shape of the eye and also serves to attachment side of the circular muscles that allows the different movements of our eye. Now we continue with the cornea. The cornea is like the transparent a part in our eye that allows that the light that what I have here, the light enter to the eye, and also that creates the image or the different messages that go through the nerves and go until to the brain, and also have like a refractive structure that provides approximately like 2 or 3 thirds of the eye's focusing power, like a camera. When we try to focus something, this is the part that allows to the eye do the same. Now we have the vascular layer or uvea. That is the first part is the choroids. The choroid contain like different numerous blood vessels that nourish the or that give the different nutrients to the retina. And then we have the ciliary body that we can see like a different like little lines in the white part of the body of the eye that produces aqueous armor and participates in visual accommodation. Then we have the iris, that is that the part that brings the different colors that we have in our eyes to allow to differentiate the different eyes in the world. For example, I have the iris with a brown color. Other people have blue color, green color. So also, it controls the pupil size through two muscles that we can see in the images. The first one is the sphincter pupillae muscle that is located in the center of the part of our eye that which causes also the pupil constriction, that is the meiosis. Meiosis is when like when we see the different lights in a place, and our eyes tend to do this to contract the pupil. To the dilator pupillae muscle that is located in the biggest part of the eye causes the pupil dilatation, that is the mydriasis, and is the opposite of the sphincter pupillae, that is this. When for example, the cats always have the pupil muscle activated. So this allows to enter most light in our eyes. Then we have the retina. The retina is the innermost layer of the eye, and it contains like a specialized photoreceptor cells that are the cones. The first one are the rods that are responsible for the night vision and detecting like the light intensity, and then we have the cones that are responsible of the color vision and the high visual acuity. So basically, to memorize this is like the rods, night vision, like the cats, and the cones, colors, cones with C and colors with C. Then we have the macula and fovea, and this is like a little and special test that we do in the hospitals that are called is called like it's called like fundus, like we do with a special element to see the different structures in the eye. So these regions provide the sharpest of the most detailed vision that we can have. And then we have the optic disc, that is the location where the optic nerve exists in the eye, and also contain the photoreceptors and they therefore know how the as the blind spot. Then we have something that is called the transparent media of the eye, that is special for the vision to occur. It's like most the light must pass through the several transparent structures that I am going to show you. That is the first one is the aqueous humor, that is like a clear fluid that produces the ciliary body, that is the transparent part that or the gray part in the video of the laser. The aqueous humor is a clear fluid that produces the different movements, and also that allows to protect the eye. Then also nourishes the cornea and the lens and maintains the intraocular pressure. Then we have the lens, that is like a transparent biconvex structure that is in the case of the video is like in a blue, light blue color. It functions to focus the light and also focus objects at a different distance into onto the retina. Then we have the vitreous humor, that is in yellow color, if we can see in the video. And is like in the real life is a transparent gel that fills most of the posterior segment of the eye, including the optic nerve, that maintains also the shape of the eyeball and also supports the retina in the different movements or the different traumas or problems that we have in this eyes. In this part, we have the extraocular muscles. This is an image that I try to do. Uh, So now this is a video that I think that was better than the image because it shows the different muscles in 3D. So let's show. These muscles control the EI movements. The first one that I have is the superior rectus. The rectus are going to locate it in like this. So this is the eye, and this is the eye, and the rectus muscles are in this position, nor like this or like this. Is only in or is in this size. Yes. This allow the superior rectus that I am going to show you now. This elevates the eye, the inferior rectus, depress the eye, so like this, superior rectus, and the medial rectus moves the eye inward, and the lateral rectus moves the eye outward, like in this size. The superior oblique produces intorsion and assists also the eye depression, and the inferior oblique produces the extorsion and assists also in the eye elevation, and the levator palpebrae superiors raises the upper eyelid. So every muscle have a different function, but in different movements, all the muscles are involved. The eyelids protects the eye from injury, dust, and the irritation. The layers include the skin, subcutaneous tissues, orbicularis oculi muscle, and also the tarsal plate and the conjunctiva. Um, this is associated of different glands that are the meibomian glands that are the little dots in this part of the eye. Then we have the meibomian glands that produce the oily secretions and prevents that the tear evaporation because the tear have allows to the movement of the eye. And then we have the glands of Say's that are um, insects that modify the sebaceous glands, and also the glands of mold that modify the Sweet's glands. So that are in like in pink pink color and also in purple color. The lacrimal apparatus. This is a image, but the names are a little small. Small. So in this part, I show you a video that the lacrimal apparatus produces and drains the tears. But why is important to our eyes? Because the lacrimal gland produces also an aqueous component that are called the tears. The function are lubricate the eye, that is the yellow image, nourish the cornea, clean the ocular surface, and also to protect against the microorganism. And the tear drainage pathway is the lacrimal gland, ocular surface, lacrimal puncta, lacrimal caniculi, lacrimal sac, nasolacrimal duct, and nasal cavity. Basically, it's like this. Lacrimal gland is like the in this part, ocular surface, lacrimal puncta, lacrimal canaliculi, lacrimal sac is in this part, nasolacrimal duct is in this part that we have like a connection, and the nasal cavity. This is why our nose, when we cry, often runs. Yes, and now we understand with this the importance of the anatomy because we can explain how the eye works and also how the light enters through the cornea, passes through the aqueous humor, and also the pupil, and then the lens. In there reaches the retina where rods and cones convert the light into energy and electrical nerve impulses. Then we have that the impulses travel to the optic nerve that is located in this part and go to the visual cortex of the brain, and where the images are interpreted and created. And the coordinated function of the cornea and the lens and retina, eye muscles, and the nervous system allows us to create or to see clearly and accurately the different images that we can see every day. And finally, the most important part, the diseases. The, the disease that in this occasion is the glaucoma, because this is considered an important disease associated with the eye. Because what is glaucoma? Glaucoma is like a disease characterized by the progressive damage of the optic nerve, usually associated like the increase of the intraocular pressure. The causes that we have are the most common is the impaired drainage of the aqueous humor. Then we have when this fluid cannot drain properly through the trabecular meshwork and the Slem's canal, or the lacrimal canal, the pressure builds up inside the eye, and also this increases the pressure damages of the optic nerve fibers. The symptoms that we can see in the image, if it's the early stage, the glaucoma produce no symptoms, is like asymptomatic. But as the disease progresses, the symptoms might include a progressive loss of the peripheral vision, the blurred vision, and pain, headaches, halos around the eyes, or also the we can see images or everything. If left untreated, a glaucoma can lead the irreversible blindness. And also, we have the treatment that is most important part. That aims to reduce the intraocular pressure, like eye drops, medication, laser therapy, surgery in advanced cases, and also early diagnosis is also essential to prevent the permanent vision loss, because uh, it have irreversible losses. In the conclusion part is that the eye is like a highly specialized organ composed of the orbit, a ball, circular muscles, eyelids, lacrimal apparatus, and also nerves, blood vessels, and other structures. All of these structures work together to protect also the visual system and also the light, and convert it to the nerve signals, and also allow the vision. So you understand the eye anatomy is essential to recognize how the diseases work and also how we can see every day. So thank you very much for your attention, and take care of you.